Well, hello and welcome to Kudung Knife You Don't Need, a division of Wooden What You Don't Need. And today's episode is gonna be about these knives here. And these knives are regional or traditional Italian knives, and these are very old, decades old. This might be even more than 100 years old. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure about the age of this one, but you can see that despite my best efforts to polish them and to restore them, they still look old as they're supposed to look. So these knives are regional Italian knives. They are very popular, as far as I know, in the north of Italy, and I think they're one of the few remaining traditional knives of northeastern Italy, which is the area of Italy where I am from. Now, a kind of knife like these, only with a fixed blade and much bigger, is common throughout Italy, and it's called roncola. Roncola is a mix between like a small machete and a sickle. So it is a fixed blade knife used basically for pruning or for cutting branches, used by farmers or agriculture, like a small machete only with a curved blade that can remind us of a sickle. But these are small roncolas. And in most of northeastern Italy, these are called Britola, or a variant of this word. Britola, Britula, Britoia, something like that. This specifically, being small, they can be called, at least in my dialect, Britoling or Brituling, with the suffix in, making it a smaller item than the original sized one. So Britoling, or as my father said, Brituling, when I asked him, do you still have that Britola? Oh, sì, il Brituling. So this one is a Brituling. Now, a bit of history. This one is the Britula that I have always seen around the house since I was small, and it has always looked much worse than this. I remember this as all black. The handle was always all black. The blade was always all black. Then when I got the knives bug, I took this one and I started cleaning it to reveal a horn handle. You can see this is a horn handle, and it has some nice grain, or what I call the design of the handle. It has lots of chipping, because, well, this is decades, as I told you, old, but I have cleaned it with various grains of sandpaper, and I've polished it as far as I could, and now you can see that this is actually horn. So this one has a horn handle, very simple construction with pins here and rivets. The blade is, of course, a carbon blade. Being this thing, I think, around 100 years old, you can see that the blade is a carbon blade, so it has a lot of pitting despite my best efforts to polish it, and I will leave it like this. This is a Brituling that I found in the house that I bought. I bought a very old house that had a barn attached, and with the barn came lots of old tools. Among these tools, I found this one, and believe it or not, this one had a completely black handle and a completely black blade. Black because of the dirt accumulated along the years. Of course, being the knife nut that I tried to clean and polish this one. This revealed a wooden handle. I don't know precisely what kind of wood this is. This is not a spring. These are not spring loaded. It's a very simple construction. This is just a strip of metal. This one is more loose. I should pound this pin a bit to make it tighter. We can see a symbol here from the blacksmith, and it's CR. I have no idea where this come from, whereas this one had a symbol. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's here. Maybe if I turn the knife, you can see a little oval shape here. It's almost impossible to read. Now, here in the lower part of the oval shape, it says garantito, I'm guessing, and in the upper part of the oval shapes, it says coltellerie, which means knife makers or something like that. And these are both indications that I was able to infer, to guess because I can see some letters, garantito and coltellerie, but in the middle where the real name of the knife maker is, I cannot read it. I just can read a CH, maybe an I and an M. But other than that, I don't know where this comes from. I've been from the area where I'm from. If this was a good Britula, it could be from the knife town of Maniago, northeastern Italy, but I'm not really sure, and I have no other clues to guess where this could be coming from. But still, I don't think I'm gonna use this. I will give this back to my dad. He keeps using this every now and again. In fact, it was in worse conditions when I got it to make the video, and I will attach some pictures of the conditions in which it was. And I will tell him not to use this and to use the Leatherman Charge TI that I had given him for his retirement instead. It's not the same thing, but I would try to keep this as a historical find of some kind. I won't be using this, which I found when I bought the house in the old barn. Just for comparison, this is your Opinel number 8, your standard model, the only that I have modified the handle. I think this is the most common size, and you can see how big a Britula is. So in length they are comparable, only that the blade is curved in order to facilitate pruning actions. This one is a bit smaller, as you can see. So this is your Opinel number 6. The handle of this one is made of olive wood. I will put a link to the related video. And Opinel makes a knife just like this. I think it's called gardening knife or something like that. I will try to put an image somewhere on the screen. And as you can see, the small Britula is about the size of an Opinel number 6. The bigger one is about the size of an Opinel number 8. I'm really glad that I still have these two traditional knives, even if this one is my dad's. Once again, I will tell him not to use it too much. I like these knives. I might consider buying a new one and making a comparison and using the new one that I buy in the garden. And I want to know, in your area where you live, do you have knives like this? And if so, where are they used? Are they used for farm work, pruning, or what other use do they have, and what are their names? Please tell me in the comments. You know that I answer to all the comments. And I think that's it for now, and I'll see you on the next episode of Couldn't Knife You Don't Need, or Wouldn't What You Don't Need. Ciao!